Okay, this is Izzy, Tank Creation video 2011. Learned a few things since 2005, the last video I done, so I'm going to actually try and walk you through the process the best I can. This is 3D Max, nothing special done to it. 3D Max 2.5, you can acquire it in various places from various people. This is our perspective viewport. And what we want to do with Starsiege at our perspective viewport is we want to, you see right here where the black cross is? We want to zoom down right there almost to the very square that the black cross is in the middle of. Because this square right here is about almost the size of the viewport in Starsiege. Okay? I'm going to walk you guys through this as easy as I possibly can. These are some notes that I've made up here. This is what a hierarchy looks like basically. You see you have a base, and the base is the heart of your model, and the base has parts basically attached to it. So basically the body would be attached to the base, the head's attached to the body. These two parts are attached to the head. Cockpit and auxiliary AO, and auxiliary AO is where your weapons mount basically. Then you have your left tread and your right tread. Basically everything else here is just copies of one thing here. So we make your original, and then you just copy over and over and over and just kind of rename it. It doesn't take very long. These are sequences. This tells Starsiege which part of your vehicle does what. You have a cockpit that turns. We'll get into that. You have treads. We'll get into that. And editing meshes. These are very important right here. These are your actual key configurations, and this is an important step that we cannot miss. I've lost a couple weeks trying to remember how to make tanks due to the very fact that I forgot to do this. So we can't miss this. I'm going to show you how to set these up before we even begin. It's very important. So the first thing I want to do is just go up here. I'm going to take a look real quick and see here what the number one, looks like Bezier, TCB Bezier is the thing we're going to use the most. So I'm going to go up to my motion tab. I'm going to go to my controllers. I'm going to lay down a box first of all for my tread here. This is my first tread. Alright, I'm going to raise it up, and we're just going to call it left tread. Left underscore tread. I'm going to grab my hand tool right here, and I'm going to pull and then roll my middle mouse button to bring up my other viewports, because I need those to be able to see what I'm doing with this creation of monstrosity I'm making here. So I've got my left tread made, and you can see it right here in the viewport. I'm going to go edit and clone that. I'm going to call the clone right tread. Right underscore tread. Hit OK. I'm going to move it over on a x-axis. And I always want to pull it right over here, kind of, it's too far away. It's going to make a stupid looking tank. There we go. Fairly close together there. So I have a left tread, I have a right tread. Now I need a box for the body. So I'm actually going to go up here to my top viewport and make my body, because I can see better. And I'll use my left viewport to kind of see how thick I want it. I want to raise that up on a z-axis. There we go. Boom. Okay. Now I need to put the square on top, or it'll just look funny, won't it? So we'll make kind of a big head here, and we'll align it with the line tool to the middle of the body on an X, Y, and Z axis. There we go. I'm just going to raise it up on a Z axis. There we go. Raise it up on a Z axis. And of course we need a cockpit. So we'll take that, edit, clone, and we'll call it cockpit. You may want to make your own cockpit later on. That's fine. That'll be easy to do. And we need a auxiliary AO, which our weapons attached to, a UX underscore A0. Okay, well basically the tank's pretty much all there. You can see in our list that we have a lot of the parts. One thing we don't have is we didn't name the body. We need to name the body. And we have another box here we didn't name. Let's check it out. That's probably the head. Probably didn't name the head, did we? No. So let's name the head. Head. Okay. I'm not going to hierarchy yet on these. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go here and I'm going to do this here, the different key configurations. The number one thing we want to do now is put our base on this vehicle. So we need to make a small pyramid out here beside it. Everything has a base. Make the pyramid go down, and you can see over here in the left viewport where I'm making the pyramid go down. Align that to the center of your head here on the XYZ axis. Okay, and just bring it down a little bit. That way it kind of protrudes through your body. I like to do that here. Well, you can't. You got to pull it down, but you can watch it there. Don't make it go all the way through your body because that looks silly. Okay, but we need to call that base there COLL 0, because right now we're building our collision. So take pyramid, call it COLL 0. Damn it, I can't spell. COLL 0. Okay, and basically all the gangs there so far. Now the fun part begins. We go through and assign all these controllers. So, alright, so the left tread is going to be Bezier, TCB Bezier. Right tread is Bezier, TCB Bezier. So you go up here to your motions tab. Left tread should be Bezier, TCB, Bezier. Alright, right tread's the same. Bezier, TCB, Bezier. Pretty sure the body's going to be the same. Just double check, because you can't cut this out, because if you do, it will not export and work in Starsiege. It will export, but it won't work in Starsiege. It'll crash. Bezier, TCB, Bezier. Alright, the cockpit is Bezier, linear Bezier, which is very important. Don't mess any of these up. Bezier, linear. All this information is coming from the Dreadlock Max file. You can find those particular vehicles around as well. Base A32, the little pyramid we made is linear. We need to definitely, well, call it base. It's collision. It needs to be linear, and linear. Okay, the head, Bezier, TCB, Bezier, Bezier, TCB. The cockpit is Bezier, linear, Bezier. Left tread right to the sequences. We're not going to worry about sequences just yet, but here in a second I'll lay those down and I'll show you how those work. So I'm just going to double check everything. Auxiliary AO, that should probably be Bezier, TCB, Bezier. Yeah, so I need to go ahead and do that. Bezier, TCB, Bezier. Okay, sweet. Alright. Cockpit. Let's see what I did with that. Bezier, linear Bezier. That's right, cockpit is Bezier, linear Bezier. And let's see here, the body should be good, the collision should be good, the head should be good. No, I didn't do the head. The head is Bezier, TCB, Bezier. Bezier, TCB, Bezier. Okay, now I should have everything now pretty much done here. I have that, the body's done, the head should be done, that's done, the cockpit, Bezier, linear, Bezier should be done. Okay, now we have to do sequences. I'm going to double check this cockpit just to make sure it's right, because it'll make it crash if it's not. Bezier, linear, Bezier. Okay, now we're going to lay down a couple sequences here. And as you can see here, the sequences are supposed to be Bezier, linear, Bezier, according to the Dreadlock Max file, 3D Max file. But we'll go ahead and lay down a couple sequences here. Under the General tab, click Sequences. Lay you down 3 sequences, size, shape, doesn't matter as far as I can tell. Basically, I'm having to learn all this. So just call this one SEQ underscore cockpit. Call this one SEQ 02 underscore left underscore tread. And call this one SEQ 03 underscore right underscore tread. Go ahead and make these keys correct here, which is Bezier linear. Bezier. Okay, so we have Bezier linear and Bezier. Go next. Bezier and linear and Bezier. Bezier, linear, Bezier, and go to the next and make it Bezier, linear, and Bezier. Okay, now we have the tank. We have our couple sequences made. We're going to move on to the next step. It's going to be actually setting up a hierarchy, and then I'm going to move on to video 2, which will actually be the track view and a couple other things that we're going to do and the keys here to get this actually working in Starsiege. But for right now, I'm going to set up the actual view here. Now our senses, just select those, hold control button down and select those 3 sequences and just hide them. Go over here to your display tool and hide those. That gets them out of our way here. We don't want to screw with those and mess them up. Okay, now like I said, the collision is the base. That's the diamond we put in the middle. So on our base, we want to attach the body. So we highlight the body, hit select, click our link button up here, go back and select COLL0, hit link, go back, select our selection tool, and go down here and click on display subtree, and now you see that the body is a part of the collision, which is the base. But also, not only is the body a part of that collision, the left tread's a part of the collision, the right tread's a part of the collision, and the head. So just go ahead and select those other 3 things right there. Hold the control button down, select them, and just link them all to the body. Or link them all to the collision, I'm sorry, not the body. So right now you'll see that I have everything here connected to the body. The auxiliary AO, hold the control key down on your keyboard and click that and click the cockpit and select those and just link those right there to the head. Okay, link them to the head and then click your select tool, and now you will see that we have our hierarchy done. Collision, body, head, those are connected to the head because they turn with the head as the head turns. We have left tread and right tread, and all of it is connected to our base. Basically, our model is complete. It is functional. There's just a few more tweaks we have to do to it, and we'll be ready to export this and put it in Starsiege. The thing about your collision model here, now actual Starsiege model, a Herc or tank, will consist of about 5 different models. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? Basically, we're going to copy this 5 times because we have what is called level of sight. And your collision, which we just did, this right here is what's going to show up in your HUD above on your screen there. Like when you're getting hit with fire, your tank will turn, your treads will turn red, certain parts of your tank will turn red and whatnot. This is that what shows up in that screen. Now, something you'll need to do to this is, if it's this color right here, purple, green, purple, all this, it'll probably show up that way in your HUD. Go up here and click this and go to select one of these colors. This is your material editor. Select one of these colors. I'm going to select the first one. And right here it says Material 1 Standard. Click that and go to Multi-Sub Object. Okay? Multi-Sub Object. And just discard the old material. Basically, that just turns everything gray. We're going to need 1, 2, 3. Let's see how many shapes we got here. We're going to need, we don't need to do our collision, but we're going to need 1 body, head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors at the most. So I'm just going to go ahead right now and just turn the whole thing gray. and work with that. So the first color that I'm going to use is gray. The second color I'm going to use is going to be this. It doesn't matter what colors you use, to be honest with you. I'm just going to make about 4 or 5 different unique colors. Um, Here's another color, and so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not nearly bright enough. Okay. And number of materials, I'm going to change that to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to change that to 6. 7, 6. Okay, so now we have a multi-sub object. Each particular shape, now when it takes damage, will change red. Basically, you apply a particular material number now. So basically this is 2. This is number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we basically have 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Now, if you were putting bitmaps on this particular vehicle, say you had it already mapped out and the maps were drawn up or whatever, and you wanted to put a particular image on the cockpit, which most shapes do, like here in this multi-sub, you would select this, then you would go diffuse and click bitmap, and then you would select your cockpit bitmap. That way, then you could apply it to your cockpit. That way, you don't have to make 10 different skins and whatnot just to get to the point to where you want to skin parts of a Herc without actually creating 4 or 5 different parts. What we're going to do now probably is go in here to the material. I don't have it on here. I'm going to have to add it. This will be a good way for you guys to see how to actually add something. You can add buttons here, then go over here and click material, hit OK, and then just scroll down here, and you'll see here that my material, it says material ID 1, which is gray, remember, so we change that to 2. This one right here, I want to click material again, I'm going to change it to 3. This one right here, material again, I'm going to change it to 4. And of course the head, which was important, material, I'm going to change it to 5. So I have this with different materials with a multi-sub object. Now when this takes damage, Starsiege, each material individually tells Starsiege that this particular shape on this particular tank takes its own separate damage. So this collision is done. The collision box is done. Now one thing, the collision part of the tank is done. One thing you absolutely want to do is create a bounding box around your vehicle. If you try to export without a bounding box, your shape will be lost. It's just a square that goes around the whole thing. That's not a very good one. And it's called bounds. And just go ahead and make one of those now and just hide it. Just hit here and hit hide, select it. Boom. So we've got sequences and all that hid. Alright, now I'm going to move on to video 2 because I don't want this video to be too big where I can't actually upload it. Okay, video 2.